Hello, I'm Gregory Payne, the Chair of Communication Studies, the first communication department in the United States, and the co-director of the Emerson Blanquerna Global Center. Each year we take a group of students to Barcelona. We've been doing this since 1992 as a tribute to our trip for the Olympics. And this year we took a record number 14. One of those is one of our student ambassadors, Isabelle, and Isabelle is going to tell us not so much about the agenda, but what she did outside of the agenda that made Barcelona so special. Welcome to Pain on Politics.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. I personally have not really traveled a ton, especially outside of the United States. I grew up moving around a lot, but I never got to kind of leave the States. So this was a really amazing opportunity for me, especially because I've never been to Europe. And I think having the opportunity to have such like awesome structured activities was really great. But I personally really enjoyed being able to kind of traverse and navigate myself around Barcelona, and kind of learn through that journey of like unstructured activities. I found myself going to a lot of different restaurants, trying a lot of different food, going to a bunch of different stores, which I feel like taught me a lot about going to different places and kind of like learning how to navigate on my own.
So what was your favorite restaurant that was kind of off the beaten path?
Ooh, actually, Mel, like all the student ambassadors and I went to this place. I don't know what it was called, but we got lunch there after one of the activities, and we had really good like little snacking foods, and we all just kind of like shared, and it was really nice.
So when you think about Emerson, what does this trip really epitomize in terms of the value and some of the reasons why people would come to Boston and go to Emerson College?
I feel like for me it was really interesting to have like all these different activities that although they might not like perfectly pertain to my major, like say what I want to go into, they all felt very enriching, and it felt like every person that we were able to talk to, such as I don't remember his name, but he was like a head at Tinkle PR. Being able to talk to like all these different people and learn from their like immense experience and professional like journey, I felt like was really enriching, and it taught me a lot about how important communication is in a variety of different areas, even all over the world, but across multiple disciplines as well.
So this is really known to be a public diplomacy type of trip where you're making connections, relationships, and building bridges. When you think about Barcelona, what do you come away with in terms of just the city and comparing it to Boston and other American cities that you visited?
I feel like honestly, I've been like all over the United States. But one thing that I noticed about like just like general like people in Barcelona is everyone was very, especially all the people that we were able to talk to were very welcoming and very much wanted to like engage with us as students and understand like how our educational journeys fit into like what they were talking about. Like I keep referencing it, but the person we talked to at Tinkle PR was like very interested in like having like a conversation and like answering like our questions, which I felt like was very meaningful, and we learned a lot because the United States is just so inherently different, specifically in like the realm of PR.
So if we were talking to next year's 2027 group and you were trying to do the pitch, you would say, go to Barcelona because?
I would say go because it was such an awesome experience to see communications done in such a global way. I think at Emerson, specifically in Boston, which is such a like educational city, and it's filled with so many like colleges, there's kind of like a completely like structured style of communication. But I think once you kind of like step outside of the United States, you see how important communication and like the communication principles that you learn within the classroom are on like a global scale.
Thank you so much, and tune in again for the next episode of Pain on Politics. All right.